and Assalamualaikum everyone. So welcome to chapter 7, which is about haloalkenes. So in this video, I'm going to focus more on subtopic 7.1, which is about introduction of haloalkene. So here's the learning outcomes for subtopic 7.1. Okay, so what is haloalkene? So haloalkene is actually an organic compound yang dijadikan halogen atom as the functional group. Okay, and halogen atom tu must be bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon atom. Okay, the general formula for haloalkene is Rx. R ni ialah alkyl group ataupun alkene. Okay, X ni ialah halogen atom such as fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Alright, and next, the general formula for acyclic haloalkane. Acyclic ni maksudnya straight chain, okay? Acyclic tu meaning is a straight chain haloalkane. So, for a straight chain haloalkane, dia punya general formula dia ialah CnH2n plus 1x, okay? Lepas tu, for a cyclic haloalkane, dia punya general formula dia is CnH2n minus 1x. Okay, so there are 4 classes of haloalkanes such as methyl, primary, secondary and tertiary haloalkanes. Rx ni ialah singkatan untuk haloalkane lah. Alright, so macam mana kita nak tentukan the class of haloalkane? Contohnya kalau kamu ada this kind of structure, you determine which one yang haloalkane you nya. Okay, you know that this structure is a haloalkane structure because this halogen is bonded to the sp3 carbon atom. Okay. Macam mana you tahu this sp3 carbon atom? Because this carbon dia ada 4 sigma bonds. Okay, and then untuk tentukan the class of haloalkane, you kena fokus pada the class of carbon atom yang bonded to the halogen tersebut. Okay, for example, this carbon atom bonded to another 3 hydrogen atom, so dia menjadikan this haloalkane is a methyl haloalkane. Okay, because this is a methyl carbon. Therefore, this is a methyl haloalkane. Next, primary haloalkane. So, for example, you have your haloalkane here because this halogen is bonded to the carbon sp3. Okay, and you know that this is a primary carbon. How do you know that this is a primary carbon? Because this carbon atom is only bonded to the one alkyl group. Okay, so R is actually alkyl group. Okay, and any alkyl group dia akan start with carbon atom. Okay, so for example, this is carbon atom. That's why lah this is a primary carbon. Since this is a primary carbon, therefore dia akan menjadikan this structure is a primary haloalkane. Next, untuk secondary haloalkane, again this is your haloalkane punya structure, and then this carbon is bonded to another 2 alkyl groups. Okay, kenapa Miss buat R prime ke atas ni? Because it can be the same alkyl group or it can be a different alkyl group. Regardless, alkyl group ni they always start dengan carbon. Okay, since that they always start dengan carbon, okay, therefore dia akan menjadikan this carbon secondary carbon. So since that this is secondary carbon atom, therefore dia akan menjadikan this structure a secondary haloalkane because this halogen is bonded to the secondary carbon atom. Lastly, tertiary haloalkane. Okay, you know that this is your haloalkane, and how do you determine the class for this haloalkane? You tengok this carbon is bonded to another 3 alkyl groups ataupun another 3 carbon atoms. Okay, therefore akan menjadikan this carbon yang bonded pada halogen ni ialah carbon tertiary. Halogen that is bonded to tertiary carbon atom is a tertiary haloalkane. Okay guys, let's try this out. Dia suruh kamu classify the following haloalkanes. Okay, ada 4 haloalkanes kat sini. Semua kebanyakannya dalam bentuk condensed. Ini saja yang cyclic. Okay, kalau condensed, it's quite tricky because why? Condensed you tak nampak tau. So, bila you tak nampak, you boleh buatlah half expand. Okay, you boleh buat CH3, CH, CH3, Cl. Okay, therefore, I want you to focus on this carbon atom because why? Because this carbon atom is the one yang bonded pada halogen atom, and this carbon atom lah yang akan tentukan the class for this haloalkane. So since this carbon atom is bonded to another two carbon atoms ataupun dua alkyl group, ni alkyl group yang pertama, this one alkyl group yang kedua, okay. Therefore, it will be a secondary haloalkane. Alright, so next, if you have CH3, CH2Br, okay, this one you highlightkan carbon mana yang bertanggungjawab untuk determine the class of haloalkane, this carbon, because this carbon is directly bonded to this halogen atom, and this carbon atom is only bonded to one carbon atom ataupun one alkyl group. Okay, therefore dia akan menjadikan this carbon primary because dia bond kepada satu je carbon atom kan. So it will be a primary haloalkane. Okay, tak nak confuse, you labelkan lah. This is a secondary haloalkane sebab different tau secondary carbon dengan primary haloalkane. Okay, I mean, walaupun this is a primary carbon, but then dia suruh kamu classify the following haloalkane, so you can mention this is a primary haloalkane. Okay, next, CH3CBr. Okay, kalau you tak nampak again, Miss suruh kamu lukis. So, kamu lukislah CH3CH3Br. Okay, so in this structure of your haloalkane, you should focus to this carbon because this carbon akan tentukan the class for this haloalkane because this carbon is bonded to this halogen Br. Okay, so you tentukan the class of this carbon. Okay, you look at this carbon, you know that they bonded to another 3 carbon atoms. Okay, ataupun kalau let's say as a whole they bonded to another 3 alkyl groups. Okay, this alkyl group yang pertama, alkyl group yang kedua, alkyl group yang ketiga. Therefore, dia akan menjadikan this carbon tertiary. Therefore, as a haloalkane, this will be a tertiary haloalkane. Okay, so next for this example ataupun for this compound, if you look here, what is the class for this haloalkane? Okay, this is a cyclic structure. So kalau cyclic structure, you tak akan nampak tau dia punya carbon. So I want you to keluarkan carbon atom kat this cyclic structure. So we know that this one ada carbon atom and this carbon tak ada langsung hydrogen because dia dah cukup lengkap 4 covalent bond dia. Okay, and then this carbon CH2, this one CH2, CH2, CH2. Alright, so sekarang ni, can we classify these haloalkanes? Yes, we can. So you look at this carbon yang attached pada Cl ni, carbon ni lah yang akan menentukan the class for this haloalkane. Okay, this carbon will determine the class for this haloalkane compound. So you look at this carbon, dia bonded kepada berapa carbon atoms? Dia bond kepada 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms ataupun this one is the first alkyl group, this one is the second alkyl group. Okay, and lastly this one is the third alkyl group. Okay, so since that they bonded to another 3 alkyl group ataupun 3 carbon atom, dia akan menjadikan this carbon tertiary. So since that this is a tertiary carbon atom, therefore it will be a tertiary haloalkane. Next, how to name haloalkane. Okay, nak namakan haloalkane, boleh namakan dia as a common name or IUPAC names. Okay, tapi whatever it is, I want you to focus on naming the haloalkane according to the IUPAC nomenclature. Alright, okay, kalau you nak namakan haloalkane as a common name, you need to make the alkane sebagai substituent. Okay, because kalau alkane jadi substituent, kan dia ada YL kat belakang. Okay, and then kalau halides ni maksudnya halogen. Bila halogen dia jadi parent, okay, dia akan end dengan DE. Next, Okay, yang ni yang the real deal. Kalau you nak namakan haloalkane according to the IUPAC nomenclature, okay, you kena jadikan alkene ni sebagai parent. Okay, so kalau you jadikan alkene sebagai parent, so you boleh tengoklah Miss punya lecture notes pasal macam mana nak namakan alkene. Alright, and then while halogen pula kena jadi substituents. Kalau halogen jadi substituents, akan ada O kat belakang. Contohnya macam chloro, bromo, iodo. That is when the halogen becomes substituents. Okay, that means you kena namakan alkene dulu, barulah namakan halogen. So for example, kalau let's say common name dia ethyl chloride, kalau IUPAC names chloroethane, okay? Because this time around halogen dah jadi substituent and then alkene jadi parent. Alright, so these are some of the rules that you need to apply when you want to name the haloalkane. The first rule is you need to name the alkane first before its halogen. And you need to make sure alkane ni akan jadi parent, halogen akan jadi substituent. And you need to locate and number the parent chain from the direction yang akan give the substituent halogen to the lowest number. Okay, for example, if you see here, you ada 2 carbon atom, you must think that you tak perlu nak numberkan your substituents halogen kan, but you're wrong, you need to numberkan. Okay, so you need to remember kalau let's say for a straight chain, okay, kalau straight chain, if let's say you have more than 1 carbon atom, you need to number. Okay, need to number. So for example, I put here number 1, kat sini number 2. Sebabkan dia ada 2 carbon atom, so kalau ikutkan itulah apa tu, math, macam itulah dia akan jadi eth, and then since that this is alkane jadi ethane. Alright, so since carbon number 1 ada substituent Cl, dia jadilah 1-chloroethane. Okay, this is nama IUPAC nomenclature. Yang dalam kurungan ni nama apa? Dalam kurungan tu ialah nama, okay, nama IUPAC Miss highlightkan dengan highlighter color kuning ni. Okay, and then kalau nama common Miss highlightkan dengan color biru. Okay, so this is IUPAC name, this is common name. Common name kan kamu punya halogen jadi parent, so dia jadi DE kat belakang. Alkene you akan jadi alkyl group. Okay, so next, okay, kalau according to IUPAC nomenclature, dia ada 3 carbon atom. So kalau 3 dia prop, and since that this is alkene, dia propane. And you need to numberkan for a straight chain. If let's say dia punya carbon more than 1, you need to number it down. So you know that carbon number 2 ada fluorine. So it will be 2-fluoropropane. Okay, so according to the IUPAC nomenclature, the name is 2-fluoropropane. Tapi kalau according to the common names, it will be isopropyl fluoride. Okay, kenapa isopropyl? Because bila ada 3 carbon atom and carbon yang tengah-tengah tu dia ada substituent, itulah dia isopropyl. And then since that dia nak jadikan kalau common name halogen ni as the parent, so adalah DE kat belakang tu. Okay, next, kalau untuk cyclic, kalau ada cyclic structure, cyclic ring, do you need to number this iodine? No, no need to numberkan. Okay, if ada satu je substituent, macam kat sini ada satu je substituent, so you don't have to number it down. But you know that this is a cyclic structure with 6 carbon atoms. So kalau 6 carbon atoms, it will be hex. And since this is an alkane, so you namakan dia sebagai hexane. And since that this is cyclic structure, nama dia cyclohexane. Dia punya substituent je ialah iodine. Bila jadi substituent, dia akan jadi iodo. So the IUPAC name dia ialah iodocyclohexane. Alright. Tapi dia punya common name ialah cyclohexyl iodide. Okay, next. Okay, you look here, ada 4 carbon atom. So kalau 4 carbon atom, dia but. And then since that this is alkane, butane. And then you need to number this down because this straight chain, dia punya carbon tu more than 2. So since that dia more than 2, you can give the number yang akan bagi the number of substituent tu paling rendah sekali. So you tak boleh numberkan daripada kanan ke kiri because or else the substituent akan jatuh number 3. So you kena numberkan daripada kiri ke kanan. So this will be 2-bromobutane. Okay? But then, ni IUPAC nama dia lah, 2-bromobutane. Kalau according to the common name, it will be sec-butyl bromide. Kenapa sec-butyl? Because this is susunan alkyl group. Bila ada 4 carbon atom and carbon atom yang secondary akan ada substituent macam tu lah. So that's why sec-butyl. Kalau let's say common name, this is susunan secondary butyl. Okay? So next, what happen kalau let's say kamu ada more than one halogens in the haloalkane, which means if you have polyhaloalkanes, how? So this way you need to use di, tri or tetra. So for example, for this one haloalkane, dia ada 2 Cl atom. So kalau ada 2 Cl atom, jadilah dia di, but then dia punya common name dia ialah methyl dichloride. So for this haloalkane punya structure, okay, that haloalkane ada 3 chlorine atom, therefore you need to name it according to the IUPAC nomenclature, trichloromethane, tapi common name dia ialah chloroform. Next, CCl4. You can see CCl4 dia ada 4 chlorine atom. So kalau 4 tetra. So tetrachloromethane, but the common name is carbon tetrachloride. Okay, last one. Kalau let's say you ada more than one substituents, you need to list them in alphabetical order along with other substituents. Okay, and haloalkane actually can be substituents too. Okay, kalau kamu nak tengok contoh haloalkane yang jadi substituent, okay, Miss highlightkan lah. Kalau bila haloalkane yang boleh jadi substituents, you boleh tengok this one. Okay. Okay, this one haloalkane you jadi substituent because why? Parent dia ada 7. Okay, this is the parent, ada 7 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because the longest carbon chain in this structure ada 7. So since 7, that means hept. And since that this is alkane, jadi heptane. What happen kalau let's say haloalkane jadi substituents? Bila haloalkane jadi substituents, okay, do you still need to number this bila dia jadi substituent? Yes, you still need to number it down. Okay, so you tengoklah carbon mana yang attached pada parent. This carbon kan? So bila this carbon attached directly to the parent, so you need to numberkan dia as carbon number 1. Okay, this will be carbon number 2. So how can you name haloalkane bila dia jadi substituents? Okay, so since that this fluorine is attached to the carbon number 2, okay, so it will be 2-fluoro. Okay, but how can you name this ethane atau this alkane kan? Because this single bond kan, tapi because since dia jadi substituent, dia jadilah ethyl. Kenapa S? Because dia ada 2 carbon. YL because dia adalah substituent. So this one is like substituents di dalam substituent. Okay, and then you tengoklah dekat parent you, carbon number berapa yang ada di substituent? Carbon number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kira daripada kiri ke daripada kanan ke sama je akan result this substituent ada carbon number 4. So it will be 4 dash and then masukkan substituents nama yang you dah build here, 2-fluoroethyl heptane. Okay, yang ni senang je because ada satu je substituent, so you tak perlu pening kepala. This one pun tak perlu pening kepala. Yang this one, I think it's not that complex as well because if you see here, this is the first substituent, second and third, and then the parents, parents dia, okay. This is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So dia punya parent ada 6 carbon atom. 6 maksudnya hex. Okay, so hexane lah. Cumanya bila you nak numberkan, you need to numberkan closest to the substituent. So this will be carbon number 1 because it's closest to the Br. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can see here Br bila dia jadi substituents, the name is bromo. Cl bila jadi substituents, the name is chloro. CH3 bila jadi substituents, the name is methyl. So bila you tahu dekat carbon number 1 ada bromo, 3 chloro, 4 methyl, and bila you susun pun tak ada masalah because memang according to the alphabetical order, because this one B, okay, lepas tu lepas B, C, lepas C, M. Okay, so next for this one, okay, the longest carbon chain adalah 6. Okay, so the longest carbon chain dia ada 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 hex lah. Tapi since that this is alkene, so dia akan jadi hexane. And you can see here carbon number 2 akan terus jumpa substituent. That's why I numberkan daripada atas sampai ke bawah macam ni, ke bawah ke kiri. Instead of numbering it from ke kiri, because kalau I numberkan, I letak this one number 1, 2, 3. CH3 akan jatuh pada carbon number 3. Sorry, terlari sikit bond dia ni. Okay, so you know that dekat that structure ada 3 substituent. This is the first substituent dekat carbon number 2. The carbon number 3 ada 2 substituents which is methyl and also fluorine. Okay, so you know that kalau let's say CH3 dia jadi substituents, nama dia methyl. Okay, F nama dia fluoro. Tapi kalau ikutkan abjad, F dulu baru M, so it's gonna be for fluoro dash 2,4 dimethyl hexane. Okay. And next, okay, this is for bromocyclohexene. Why this is not 1 bromo pula? Okay, kalau kat sini you kena apply rule bila nak namakan alkene. Alkene cyclic structure, because in alkene bila kamu ada cyclic structure like this, you need to bagi number dekat carbon-carbon double bond tu nombor 1, nombor 2. Okay. And then since dia ada substituent Br kat sini, you kena give the number 1 dan 2 yang paling dekat dengan substituent. For example, if I numberkan 1, 2, 3, 4. Macam tu. This one akan dapat carbon number 4. Kalau let's say I buat 1, 2 macam ni, lepas tu 3, 4, 5. So it is wrong lah. So tak boleh guna yang kiraan color purple ni, because it will give Br at the carbon number 5. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So this is for bromocyclohexene. Kenapa tak perlu namakan your hexene, your alkene anymore? Because you already prioritize to put carbon-carbon double bond as carbon number 1 and 2. Okay, lastly, let's try this out. Okay, so untuk soalan nombor 1, okay, determine dia punya parents. So parents dia ada 1 carbon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I believe the parent name ialah octane. And then we can see here ada 3 substituent Cl, and this haloalkene dia akan jadi substituent. And this is CH3. Okay, kalau you tak nampak kalau skeletal, you boleh bawa keluar carbon supaya you boleh see it clearly. Ni pun ada carbon. Tapi how many hydrogen? You boleh tengoklah carbon ni dia ada 3 covalent bond. Dia tak cukup 1 covalent bond. Jadinya 1 covalent bond itulah hydrogen atom. Okay, so letak H. And this one pun kena ada carbon atom. Tapi ada 3 H, CH3 kat ujung sekali pun kan. Okay, so sekarang ni let's name all of the substituents. Okay, this is the first substituents, chloro. This one, methyl. Okay, this one, how do you name this one? Kan Miss dah bagi tahu, you kena always numberkan. Kalau let's say straight chain punya structure yang ada more than 1 carbon. Ni ada more than 1 kan, ada 2 carbon. So macam mana you nak numberkan dia? Okay, carbon number 1 akan jatuh pada carbon yang directly attached pada parent. So this carbon will be carbon number 1. Okay, so this will be carbon number 1 and this will be carbon number 2. Alright, so carbon number 1 terus jumpa bromine. Okay, since that this is also a substituent di dalam substituent ethyl, so it's gonna be the name of the substituents 1 bromo ethyl. Okay, and then you tentukan kedudukan all of the substituents. Should I count it from right to left or left to right? Kalau right to left 1, 2, 3, 4 baru jumpa substituent. Kalau left to right 1, 2, 3 dah jumpa substituent. So I would like to number it from the left to right. So nombor 3 ada chloro, 4 methyl, 5 1 bromo ethyl, 6, 7, 8. Okay, bila you nak tulis nama, make sure you kena tulis nama according to the alphabetical order. Therefore, it's gonna be 3 chloro C dulu, baru E, baru M. Yang this one, kenapa dia tak kira B? Why? Tak kira B. Dia tak kira B ataupun bromo because bromine tu pun dia macam substituent dalam substituent. Okay, substituent di dalam substituent. Sebenarnya yang directly attached ni ialah carbon. Carbon yang ada 2 carbon. So carbon ethyl sebenarnya yang directly attached pada this parent. Okay, bukanlah Br yang directly attached carbon. So that's why kita kira abjad ataupun alfabet E, bukan B. Okay, that's why 3 chloro 5-1 bromo ethyl -4 M. Barulah lastly is substituents yang starts with letter M and methyl octane. Okay, so next question number 2. Okay, question number 2, if you can see here, this will be the parents. Okay, what is this? What is this structure? Dia ada 6 carbon in a cyclic compound. That means this is a cyclohexane. Alright, so this cyclohexane dia ada 3 substituent, Cl, methyl and also this haloalkane. Okay, so again if you can't see the carbon, you need to draw it out. Okay, this one CH3, this one CH2. Okay, so kalau let's say Cl ni dia punya substituents nama dia of course lah chloro. Okay, CH3 methyl. Okay, next how to name this substituent? Haloalkane dia boleh jadi substituents. You tengok, you pay attention to the carbon yang directly attached to the parent. So this gonna be carbon number 1, this gonna be carbon number 2. Therefore, the name for that substituent ialah 1 bromo ethyl. Okay, kenapa ethyl? Because dia ada 2 carbon atom yang jadi substituent. Therefore, the name will be 1 chloro sebab start daripada huruf C. 3, okay, bila you nak count, you akan kena count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, bila you nak count, this one tak ada rules. Kalau let's say cyclic alkane tak ada rules. So, ikutlah you nak numberkan macam mana. For example, this one because dia huruf C, yang ni huruf E, ni huruf M. So, macam huruf C ni kita numberkan dengan carbon number 1. And then also, kalau terus 3, terus 1 bromo ethyl, terus letter E. And then carbon number 5, letter M. So, methyl cyclohexane. Okay, next, if you look at question number 3, this one is quite difficult, but don't worry, I don't think that it will go out in exams. This is just for your info je lah. This is actually a benzene ring kan. So, kiranya dia punya parent dia, nama dia benzene. Okay, the parent's name is, I believe, benzene. Tapi benzene dia ada list of priority dia. Okay, so, tapi kat sini tengoklah, substituent dia ada this one apa? Halogen, methyl, haloalkane. So, dia ada 3 jenis substituent. Okay, 3 jenis substituent, which this one ialah halogen, this one haloalkane, This one methyl. Okay, nama parent dia actually bukan toluene. Nama parent dia benzene because apparently if you look at here, you would see kenapa dekat-dekat ni 5-methyl terus dekat-dekat 1-chloroethyl benzene because apparently this whole thing daripada benzene sampai ke haloalkene ni apparently is a parent. So this whole thing actually nama parent. Okay? Tapi kalau jangan risaulah, tak adalah keluar pelik-peliknya. Just nak bagi tahulah kalau benzene dia akan ikut priority list. Bila you nak numberkan, bukanlah macam cyclohexane yang you boleh numberkan sesuka hati. Benzene dia kena ikut priority list. Okay, macam I believe halogen methyl ni belong to the bottomest of the priority list. Paling bawah sekali diikuti oleh halogen and haloalkane. Therefore, somehow this whole thing is nama parent. Okay, this is as usual, this carbon is directly attached to the parent benzene. Therefore, this is carbon number 1. So it's going to be 1-chloroethyl because dia ada 2 carbon. Okay, yang jadi substituent. So apparently nama parent dia ialah 1-chloroethyl benzene. Okay, so the substituent. So since that this is the first carbon atom. Okay, since that this is number dia number yang 1. So after that you kena numberkan halogen number yang ketiga because methyl ni dia punya priority list paling rendah sekali. Therefore 3-chloro, 5-methyl, 1-chloroethyl benzene. So that's all for 7.1.